Oh, it finally happened, the confession nobody thought would ever come. Bino just went live and dropped a bomb so nuclear it made every Blueface drama, every Carlissa meltdown, and every Chrisean Rock breakdown look like a family picnic. The man straight up said it. Chrisean poisoned baby JRB, yes, those exact words. And within minutes, the internet didn't just react, it combusted. Twitter turned into a virtual riot. TikTok detectives started pulling hospital records like it was Law and Order, hip-hop unit. And YouTube reactors were already editing thumbnails with red arrows and crying emojis. Because this wasn't a petty beef. This was an accusation that could end careers, destroy reputations, and maybe even spark lawsuits. The moment Bino said, "I can't keep quiet anymore," you could feel the collective gasp across social media. Screenshots started flying, voice notes leaked, and every gossip blog from the Shade Room to Saki's went DEFCON 1. And here's the craziest part, Bino says he's got proof. Real, ugly, dangerous proof that could expose what really happened to baby JRB. If what he's saying is even halfway true, this isn't just a scandal. It's the most toxic confession hip-hop has ever heard, because in this story, the tea isn't hot, it's poison. Tea all started on a regular night, no warning, no promo, no teaser, just Bino hitting go live and the internet's jaw hitting the floor seconds later. Bino, who's been circling Chrisean Rock's chaos for months like a moth near a flamethrower, finally decided to speak his truth. And when he did, he didn't just drop tea, he dropped acid. His tone wasn't playful, not that usual clout-chasing energy. Nah, he sounded like a man on the edge, ready to burn every bridge and light a match while watching it all collapse. "Y'all keep actin' like she innocent," Bino started, voice shaking but firm. "But I seen too much. I can't keep my mouth shut no more." That one sentence was enough to set off a chain reaction. Viewers started screen recording before he even finished his thought. Everyone knew when Bino spoke about Chrisean, something chaotic was bound to follow, but this. Nobody was ready. He continued, "Y'all remember when that baby went to the hospital? When she said it was an allergic reaction?" He paused, staring dead into the camera. "That wasn't no allergy." Boom. Instant internet implosion. Thousands of comments in seconds. "What you mean?" flooded the chat, along with endless strings of shocked emojis. And then, with the casual delivery of a man who just doomed himself and everyone else, Bino said it. "She poisoned that baby, bro. I ain't lying." You could practically feel the shock through the phone screens. The energy shifted from gossip to horror instantly. People froze mid-scroll. Even the trolls stopped typing. The internet loves drama, but this was something darker, heavier. A baby, the word poison, coming from someone who'd been close enough to know details. It wasn't just messy anymore, it was monstrous. By the next morning, Bino wasn't just trending, he was dominating every feed like a one-man apocalypse. Twitter renamed itself Toxic Talk, and every blog from Hollywood, Unlocked to the Neighborhood Talk posted headlines in bold red. Bino accuses Chrisean Rock of poisoning baby JRB. The post notifications were blowing up faster than Chrisean's old tantrum clips. Everyone was talking, fans, haters, celebrities, even verified doctors chiming in about toxicity exposure, and of course, people immediately started digging. Reddit turned into an FBI task force overnight. They pulled old screenshots of Chrisean crying on live about baby Jr. being sick and combined them with Bino's statements like they were building a crime scene wall. Threads appeared with titles like, "Evidence Bino telling the truth," "The Poison Timeline," and even, "Blueface probably knows." Every screenshot, every old clip, every deleted post suddenly had hidden meaning. But let's rewind. Because this whole thing didn't come out of nowhere. Bino and Chrisean have been in this strange, half-friend, half-enemy orbit for months. When everyone else turned on her, Bino defended her. When the world mocked her, he called her real. He was part of her live streams, hyping her up, acting like family. But somewhere between loyalty and frustration, everything snapped. Rumors of betrayal, jealousy, and behind-the-scenes arguments had been brewing for weeks. People just didn't know why. Now, Bino was claiming it was because of what he saw involving that child, Some fans immediately dismissed him. He clout chasing again. He bitter because she cut him off, but others weren't so quick to laugh. Why would he risk everything to say something like that? One tweet read, "He gotta be telling the truth." Within hours, the internet had split into factions like a digital civil war, Team Bino vs. Team Rock. The way this thing spread was wild. One live turned into 10,000 TikToks. Audio snippets got remixed into fake confession tapes. Someone even auto-tuned Bino's voice and dropped a parody song called Poison Baby Freestyle, which hit 100,000 views before it was taken down. But underneath the memes and chaos, there was genuine fear. Because people didn't know if they were watching clout chasing or a real-life crime unfold, then came the bloggers. The self-appointed truth-tellers jumped on YouTube within hours, rocking fake serious faces and dramatic intros. Titles screamed Bino reveals shocking evidence, Chrisean under fire, while thumbnails showed photos of baby bottles, hospitals, and crying emojis. Every click meant money, and this story was printing cash. One blogger even said, "If this turns out real, this'll be bigger than the Tory Lanez case." Hyperbole? Absolutely. But the internet doesn't care about accuracy, it cares about volume, and Bino knew exactly what he was doing. He wasn't panicking. He wasn't running from cameras. He was doubling down. Hours later, he posted a cryptic message. "The truth hurt, but I'd rather be hated for honesty than loved for silence." That one line reignited the fire. Everyone wanted receipts, proof, screenshots, anything. People spammed his DMs, begged him to go live again, tagged him in 1,000 posts. And when he did, he went even further. In his second live, Bino looked angry, exhausted, and dangerously confident. "She told y'all lies," he said, pacing. "Y'all believe that allergy story 'cause y'all love her too much to see the truth. But I seen what she did. I was there when that baby started acting weird. I know what was in that bottle." The comments section turned into a virtual riot. "Drop receipts or shut up. You better have proof. You going to jail if this fake." The pressure was insane, but Bino wasn't backing down. He promised screenshots and recordings coming soon. He said he'd talk to the right people to get the truth out. Some called him a hero, others called him a snake. But either way, every phone in America was tuned into his drama. Meanwhile, Chrisean went completely silent. No lives, no stories, no cryptic quotes, just pure, eerie quiet. And if you know Chrisean, you know silence is louder than any rant she's ever done. People started panicking, saying, "She must be lawyering up." Others said, "She guilty." Some swore they saw her deleting old videos. The theories were endless. Blueface's mom, Carlissa, of course, couldn't resist. She posted a story that read, "The truth always comes to light." Been saying this. That one sentence broke the internet again. Fans flooded her comments calling her the messy oracle. Others accused her of celebrating something serious. But Carlissa thrived on chaos. She said, "I don't make the news, I just predicted it." That's when everyone knew this situation was way past gossip. It had turned into full-blown cultural theater. By midnight, the rumor had gone global. Major outlets were picking it up. International blogs were translating Bino's live into different languages. It was officially out of control. And that's when Bino dropped his final line of the night, the one that would haunt the internet for weeks. "Y'all not ready for what I'm about to show." The live ended. The comments exploded. And across every timeline, one thought echoed like thunder: if this man actually has proof, Chrisean Rock's entire world is about to crumble. The morning after Bino's poison confession, the internet woke up like it had survived a digital earthquake, shaking, confused, and desperate for aftershocks. Every single blog had turned into a crime lab. Twitter was flooded with threads titled "Timeline of Events," TikTok had detectives reenacting hospital scenes, and Reddit was dissecting Bino's every blink like it was the Zapruder film. No one knew what was real, what was twisted, or what was straight-up performance art, but everyone agreed on one thing: this was the wildest scandal hip-hop had seen in years. By noon, the term #BinoConfession was trending at #1 worldwide. People weren't even calling him Hood Trophy Bino anymore, he was simply Bino, the man who might have just detonated one of the biggest accusations in internet history. Everyone had questions, and nobody had answers. Did he mean literal poison? Was it an overdose? Was it a figure of speech? Social media wasn't interested in clarification, they were addicted to chaos. Influencers were scrambling to take sides before it was too late. You had Team Bino soldiers yelling he wouldn't lie on a baby, while Team Chrisean fans clapped back with "Boy, you need Jesus and a job." One viral post said, "We need FBI, CPS, and TMZ in the same room immediately." Another one read, 2025 needs to calm down, we not built for this level of drama." It was like the world collectively turned into a reality show audience. But Bino wasn't done. Just when people thought it was all talk, he posted a cryptic photo on his Instagram story, a blurred screenshot that looked like a conversation thread. The caption read, "They thought I was bluffin'. No names, no timestamps, no context, but that didn't matter." Within minutes, blogs zoomed in, cropped it 100 different ways, and began spinning their own narratives. "That's her number. That's the hospital text. That's proof." It was chaos, and Bino was loving every second of it. Meanwhile, Chrisean stayed silent. Not a single post, not a single emoji. For someone who usually goes live to clap back faster than lightning, her silence felt ominous. Fans began flooding her old posts with snake emojis, praying hands, and even free junior comments like she was under investigation. Every second she stayed quiet, the internet's imagination got darker. People started saying, "She only quiet when she guilty." Others defended her fiercely. "Maybe she's protecting her baby. Maybe she's hurt, but logic doesn't trend, scandal does." Then, out of nowhere, Blueface's mom Carlissa popped up again like a walking spoiler alert. She went live sipping her wine, talking about karma, mother's intuition, and how some people think crying on live erases what they do behind closed doors. She didn't say any names, but she didn't have to. The comments exploded. She talking about Chrisean. Carlissa messy as usual. But what made it worse, she hinted she'd been hearing rumors like this for months. At that point, the situation officially crossed from messy into catastrophic. Even other rappers began commenting, half for clout, half in disbelief. Lil Boosie tweeted, "These rappers need to go to therapy, man." Saucy Santana went live saying, "This tea to toxic for me literally." And Keek Palmer just posted a simple meme of a popcorn bucket with the caption, "We watching history, y'all." The internet then did what it always does, it made the scandal bigger than life. TikTokers began staging dramatic reenactments titled "The Poison Scene," complete with sad music and baby bottles. Others were making fake breaking news edits with AI-generated voices saying authorities are investigating. Spoiler: no, they weren't. It was a circus. And Bino was the ringleader, posting vague hints, heart emojis, and Bible verses like a man who just realized he could milk chaos into a full career. But even circus acts have consequences. A day later, Chrisean finally snapped. She came back online looking furious, eyes puffy, voice trembling with anger. "Stop playing with me," she said. "Stop lying on my name, on my baby's name, on my motherhood." Her voice cracked mid-sentence. "I love my son. I'd die before I hurt him." She swore Bino was clout chasing and that he'd made up lies to get attention. She called him a demon in disguise and said, "You can't expose God's child, baby." The internet divided even harder. One side said she sounded guilty. The other said she sounded like a mother pushed past her breaking point. The debate got so intense that Twitter had to disable comments on certain threads due to unusual activity. But the drama kept climbing. As if the universe wanted more flames, an anonymous insider account suddenly posted a supposed voice memo of Bino talking to a friend about Chrisean. In it, a voice that might have been his said, "I tried to warn her before it got too far." Was it real? Who knows? But it spread faster than fact-checkers could type. The caption read, "This the proof y'all wanted." Now, the conspiracy crowd took over. People started analyzing everything: old baby pictures, deleted lives, even hospital parking lot photos. A new theory popped up claiming that a nurse had leaked info, which, of course, turned out to be fake. Another TikTok claimed Bino was being protected by higher powers for exposing the industry's secrets. The internet had officially lost its collective mind while all this was happening. Bino started gaining followers by the thousands. His music streams shot up overnight. His DMs allegedly filled with interview requests from podcasts, blogs, and random media outlets trying to pay him for exclusives. People started realizing he might be playing a dangerous game, mixing truth, trauma, and clout like an emotional cocktail. He posted one last story that night that simply read, "I warned y'all, now the world knows." But Chrisean wasn't done either. Hours later, she posted a video holding baby Junior, whispering, "My baby is healthy. My baby is strong. God got us." Her eyes were swollen, but her tone was steel. It was her way of reclaiming the narrative, or at least trying to. Fans flooded her comments with support, but just as many called it damage control. Someone even slowed down the clip and claimed to hear a whispered voice in the background saying, "Tell the truth," which, spoiler alert, was probably just her phone mic glitching. But logic doesn't go viral, paranoia does. At this point, the whole internet turned into an emotional tornado. Friends of both camps started picking sides, even people who hadn't spoken to either in months. Rumors spread that Blueface had privately called Bino, demanding he take it down. Someone claimed Chrisean was preparing a lawsuit, though nothing official surfaced. Still, that didn't stop TikTok lawyers from explaining defamation laws like they graduated from Google University. By nightfall, things hit a new low. A fake police report surfaced online, claiming an investigation into possible child endangerment. The document had more typos than a Carlos alive, but people still believed it. Screenshots circulated everywhere. YouTube channels began claiming, "It's confirmed," even though nothing was. The internet no longer cared about what was true, they just wanted something to feel, and in the center of it all, Bino and Chrisean, two people who had once been allies, now locked in a digital death match fueled by followers, fear, and pride. Both of them had too much to lose, and neither seemed ready to stop talking. The irony? The one person silent through it all was Blueface himself. He hadn't posted, hadn't subtweeted, hadn't liked a thing, which only made the chaos worse. Fans started saying, if Blueface quiet, that means he knows something. Others said he was just tired. But one thing was clear, this wasn't ending anytime soon, because when you mix Bino's confessions, Chrisean's silence, Carlos's chaos, and an internet addicted to drama, you don't get a story. You get an explosion, and the scariest part, Bino still hadn't dropped the proof he promised. He was holding it hostage, and the entire world was watching, waiting, and wondering if the next leak would end a career or start a war. By the third day, the world wasn't just watching, it was obsessed. The scandal had consumed every corner of the internet like wildfire, and now it wasn't just Bino vs. Chrisean. It was something bigger, darker, and dangerously viral. Every gossip blog was milking the story like it was the final season of Love and Hip Hop, Apocalypse Edition. Headlines screamed things like, Bino's confession, the poison plot, fans demand justice for baby Junior, and even Blueface breaks his silence kinda. But before we get to Blueface, let's rewind a few hours. That morning, Bino dropped what he called the final truth. It wasn't a video, not an audio clip, but a 3-minute post filled with screenshots, captions, and one haunting sentence. It's all in the messages. The images were blurry, but that didn't matter. The internet zoomed in like it was NASA decoding UFOs. Every pixel was dissected, every emoji analyzed. That's her username. One person tweeted, "That's a hospital conversation." Another claimed, "The reality? Nobody knew what they were looking at." But in the court of social media, blurry screenshots are more powerful than facts. Within an hour, #ByNoProof was trending at #1. Thousands of people were reposting cropped versions, editing them into dramatic montages with sad music and captions like, "If this is true, she's done." YouTubers went live for 6 hours straight, playing detective while pretending to care about the child. Even verified accounts were tweeting, "This is getting scary." but the more people demanded clarity, the more mysterious Bino became. He posted again, writing, "I said what I said. Y'all can believe what you want. I ain't no liar." That one post got more engagement than his entire music catalog combined. People were split between calling him a truth teller and a manipulator. The line between sympathy and disgust was blurring by the minute. Then, at PM, the unthinkable happened. Chrisean broke her silence. No lives, no meltdown, no screaming. Just a calm, short post that read, "Y'all really believe anything? My son is healthy. Y'all disgusting." It was the quietest she'd ever been, and somehow, it screamed louder than any of Bino's lives. Fans flooded her comments. "We love you. Stay strong." But the trolls weren't backing off. "If you innocent, show proof. Why you not addressing Bino by name? You hiding something." The internet had turned into a courtroom where nobody could win. Then Blueface finally stepped in and the whole thing went nuclear. Out of nowhere, he tweeted, "That man cappin'. Ain't nobody poisoned my son. Y'all believe too much internet." It was short, blunt, and pure Blueface energy. The tweet alone got over 1 million views in an hour. Some called him a real one for defending Chrisean. Others said, "Now he protecting the same girl he used to roast?" The hypocrisy made it even more viral. But then, as if on cue, Carlissa jumped into the chat like the devil's news anchor. "When you cover for lies, you share the guilt," she posted on Instagram. The shade was surgical. She didn't say names, but everyone knew who she meant. "Carlissa needs her own reality show," one fan tweeted. Another said, "She can't resist a headline even if her house on fire." But Carlissa didn't care, she was the headline. Within hours, she was live again, talking about spiritual justice and mother's intuition. It was messy, hilarious, and exactly what the internet wanted. Meanwhile, Bino disappeared. His Instagram went dark. No lives, no comments, no captions, just silence. That's when the rumor mill went into overdrive. He got served. He got scared. He got paid off. Everyone had a theory. A viral TikTok claimed Chrisean's team had sent a cease and desist. Another said Bino had fled law for safety reasons. It was madness, and still, no one knew what was true. Then came the twist nobody saw coming. A supposed hospital employee popped up in a comment section claiming to have seen the baby that night. The comment read, "He wasn't poisoned. It was something else. Y'all trippin'." That single comment broke the rhythm of the entire internet. Suddenly, people realized they might have gone too far. Major pages started quietly deleting posts. Even gossip outlets began adding disclaimers like, "These are unverified claims." But it was too late, the damage was already global. Within days, the story had crossed oceans. UK tabloids were running it. Nigerian blogs were posting think pieces titled, "The Fall of Chrisean Rock." Even mainstream American media briefly covered it before backing away. The narrative had spun completely out of control, and that's when the real-life consequences started hitting. Brand deals reportedly pulled back. Music executives paused upcoming projects. Sponsors wanted distance from the mess. Chrisean's camp had to release an official statement through her rep denying all allegations. The press release was short and professional. "These rumors are false, dangerous, and defamatory, but professional doesn't trend, messy does." The statement was drowned out within hours. Then, out of nowhere, Bino reappeared. One black and white video. No words, just him sitting in his car, staring into the camera for 10 seconds before saying, "God knows the truth." That was it. End video. 10 seconds of cryptic nothingness, and the internet treated it like a confession from heaven. He looks guilty. He looks traumatized. He looks peaceful. Everyone saw what they wanted to see. But here's the truth. By that point, nobody cared about proof anymore. They cared about content. The story had mutated into pure spectacle, a digital monster feeding on outrage, pain, and attention. Fans who claimed to care about Baby Jr. were really there for the drama. The memes didn't stop. The remixes didn't stop. And even reaction channels started making compilation videos titled "The Poison Scandal, Full Timeline Insane Ending." Ironically, a few days later, A verified outlet quietly released medical documentation confirming the baby was fine, no foul play. No poison, no nothing. But it barely got traction. The lie had already gone platinum. Nobody wanted to share peace when drama was still trending. For Bino, the fame was intoxicating. His followers tripled. His music streams spiked. He became the internet's new truth teller, even though he never actually proved anything. For Chrisean, it was a nightmare. Every move she made was now under surveillance. She couldn't post her child, her meals, or even a motivational quote without someone typing "check the milk." It was cruel, but that's the price of internet fame. One rumor can erase a reputation, and one clip can rewrite your entire life. The crazy part: weeks later, Bino started teasing new music with lyrics referencing lies, motherhood, and forgiveness. People called it tone deaf, others called it genius. Either way, he knew what he was doing. He'd weaponized controversy into marketing. The scandal that almost buried him had turned him into a trending brand, but beneath all the noise, something darker lingered: a collective guilt. The same fans who helped spread the rumor started realizing they destroyed someone's peace for entertainment. Comments slowly shifted from hate to hesitation. One viral tweet summed it up best: "We made a rumor about a baby go global. Maybe we're the problem." By the time the dust finally settled, both Chrisean and Bino had gone quiet again. No more lives, no more leaks, no more cryptic posts, just eerie silence. But that silence didn't bring closure. It brought anticipation. Everyone knew another wave would come, another confession, another leak. Because in this new era of fame, scandals don't die, they reload. And that's the twisted legacy of the poison confession. It started with a whisper and ended with a digital riot. No winners, no justice, just chaos dressed as truth. Because in the world of fame, the loudest story isn't the truest, it's just the most profitable. And Bino's confession? Oh, it didn't just break the internet. It poisoned it. And there you have it, the confession that shook the internet, divided the fan bases, and reminded everyone that in 2025, clout is the new currency and chaos is the exchange rate. What started as one man's truth turned into a global meltdown: accusations, screenshots, fake leaks, emotional lives, and a whole generation of keyboard detectives trying to solve a case that didn't even exist. Bino's so-called confession didn't just expose Chrisean Rock, it exposed us. Because let's be real, the internet doesn't want peace. It wants popcorn. One sentence from a rapper with a front-facing camera, and suddenly the world turned into an online courtroom with no judge, no jury, and definitely no evidence. And even when the truth came out, when the hospital confirmed baby Junior was fine, nobody cared. The drama had already paid its rent in views. So if you're still here, halfway between disbelief and addiction, hit that like button like you're slapping a fake friend at a reunion. Drop a comment and tell me what you believe: was Bino exposing truth, or just poisoning timelines for clout? And don't you dare leave without subscribing and smashing that notification bell. Because in this world, scandals don't sleep, they respawn. Tomorrow's headline? It's already brewing. Somebody going live right now, somebody crying on camera, and somebody about to leak receipts that change the whole game again. This is where the truth meets the timeline, where gossip gets upgraded to legend, and where the drama never dies, it just gets louder. Stay tuned. Stay messy, and remember you're watching Fame Ripple, where every secret makes a splash, and every confession breaks the internet.